CNW.
What did you do?
He chased my father down the road,
Alright.
which I have on video.
So that's kind of why you're kind of a witness, if that's the harassment.
Well, it's harassment of
No. It's harassment of my father by Jack.
Harassment by Jack, not the other way around. Yeah.
My father was the victim of harassment by Mr. Connell.
Did you report this to the police?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, and the answer came back, well, no offence, because the PCMW doesn't come into effect until tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Right.
Which is a...
Although still the ASB...
But the ASB was still... Yeah.
But it's still harassment, whether there's a warning in or not. Whether it's a warning or not, it's still an offence.
Well, yeah, we said so, and they said no, because the warning didn't come into effect.
Mr. Hart was told for the CPN not to engage in behaviour which causes or likely to cause harassment, alarm or distress. Remove all audio devices, including those used for pest deterrence, inside your home address, including both rear and front garden.
Well, that's not actually what it said, but that's not the actual wording. But
discontinue CCTV recordings, both visual and audio, that capture footage outside the boundaries of your property.
Again, natural violence.
We were told endlessly by the officers who attended that, remember, there's a whole series of officers who attended various instances during the time. We can't do anything until you provide evidence. CCTV is good evidence. So that's why the CCTV cameras are.
Right, okay.
As a lot of the offences are boundary offences where he's leaning over the boundary or damaging the boundary. They have to be taking the boundary into account. Michael, when he was employed, had to comply with he was a data protection officer.
Yeah, I was a compliance officer.
Compliance officer, so he knows exactly what the Data Protection Act says about the use of CCTV.
Right, there's more than me then. CCTV to provide evidence.
As requested by the officers who attended.
Yeah, I literally have an email from PC Young saying, if you can provide video evidence of Mr. Connell actually damaging equipment over the fence with a pole, I will take action. So literally, in that one statement, he's literally given me permission to film him in his own property, because that's the only way it can happen.
Saying, if you can provide video evidence
of Mr. Connell damaging equipment from his garden.
Of Mr. Connell damaging.
I'm paraphrasing a bit.
Did you provide that
Yes.
evidence?
Yes.
Did you provide it before the CPN warning?
No, one of his requests was after that date.
No. So, I'd managed to capture before the PCNW one event of him going out his back gate with a pole, and then you can see him poking things on my weather stations where I've got bird boxes, because he thinks anything is a camera. Anything is a camera. So I provided that to PC Young, and they go, oh no, it's not sufficient because you can't see him actually doing it. Because either you can see him with a pole, or you see the pole hit the stuff. You can't see both. The only way you can see both is to...
So he's attacking a bird box with yours, is that
right? At the time he did two things, I believe. He moved the bird boxes around because of reasons, and he also damaged one of my PIR illuminators.
What's the PIR?
So the video cameras have night vision. Night vision requires passive infrared. The passive infrared that comes with the cameras isn't quite enough to pick up the fine detail. So additional PIR illuminators help with that.
And what is that for?
So we have cameras out there, and the cameras need to pick up the detail, and the detail is just improved with additional lighting. This is just a lighting for the cameras.
To pick up detail of encroachments.
Yes.
Yeah. Detail.
Yeah, well, of both Jack and of the increasing wildlife as a demonstration of the fact we need these devices.
Okay. Details of encroachments plus wildlife.
But the thing is, they look a bit like campers.
Okay. All right. So you were both given this CPN warning, and
yeah, he broke his on the first day he got it.
And you didn't continue your CCTV recordings, both visual and audio.
We did.
Oh, we did, because absolutely.
You did.
Yeah.
So you complied with the CCTV. You complied. So you discontinued any CCTV recordings.
No.
So you didn't comply.
No. No.
But we immediately appealed against it and said you can't do that because we are fully compliant and you told us to do it.
I mean,
Right,
I literally we have emails.
So in fact, the wording of it is that captures the garden alongside, and we said these are perfectly compliant. They happen at the very edges of the cameras.
So you discontinue CCTV gauges that captures footage outside the boundaries of your property?
No, we did not.
No, we continued. What the process is very simple. They are passive cameras. They rewrite themselves every 3 days.
Yeah.
And if you don't look at them, we don't do anything. There's no recording.
Right.
It's basically a buffer.
When he does something that we know he's done something, then we go to the camera and then we download the image of him doing something. That is so. The question, this word recording, is far too wide.
Yeah, this is the reason why.
To provide evidence of crime.
Only there to only.
Yeah, the only images recording, the only images which are kept are images of a crime in progress.
Okay.
Everything else is automatically deleted. It's set up that way specifically so it is not ubiquitous recording.
Okay. So on Wednesday the 16th of November, on 5th of July, a penalty notice for disorder, which is a penalty notice for disorder for theft of pest sounding. So he was given, initially he was given a warning, and then he was given what's called a PND, which is a fine, basically.
Yeah.
But for what? For doing what?
For theft of pest sounding emitting device.
Yes, that was the one when he took it from over the fence.
Oh yeah, he climbed over the fence.
Okay, so that was the 5th of July, and so he was given a fine for that. And then we're going on to November. The victim, Charlotte Connell, attended Wimbledon Police Station, made a statement regarding harassment from a neighbour, Mike Faulkner. Charlotte Connell said that both herself and her husband and their 2-year-old child Mason have suffered actions and behaviours from Michael that include Mr. Hart contacting gas safety on 3 separate occasions, the gas safety attempt at their home address in May 21, July 22 and then September 22. Now I think that's because they put in a gas flue that came under your window, is that right?
Yeah, but fundamentally yes. But
we were seeking gas safe to tell us what we could do to protect ourselves and stuff that had made him unconscious on occasion. Yeah. Set all our alarms going off all the time. Right. And all they did was send an engineer.
Cut off gas off.
The first one cut off our gas. Right. Okay. And the second one said, "This is stuff and nonsense. I can't do anything. I'm only allowed to talk to the person who brings us." Okay, so that covers that. And the reason you did it, it says that you contacted them on the. It wasn't harassment. It was just for your safety. There was May 21, which was obviously when the flu went in, maybe, and then July 22, and then again September 22. No.
So, the flu went in, and it wasn't activated for about a week. But the day it was activated, every single CO alarm we had on that side of the house, in every room, started going off randomly. Oh right, the carbon monoxide. And then we contacted gas safe because of a safety emergency. Okay, now because that was putting noxious chemicals at a high volume into an occupied space, which is where I sleep. Okay, so there's no intent to cause alarm or harassment. There's a general attempt. It was just genuine fear for my safety. I ended up in emergency out of hours appointment because I had a 4-hour blackout. Okay, so that relates back. That's helpful that you did the same. These all false actions have caused up. So over the past 10 months, Mr. Hart has installed numerous high-pitched sonic pest deterrent devices along the border fence, causing piercing noises, causing headache, stress, and loss of concentration, and disturb both sleep and quality of life for the family's life. Now these. Yeah, didn't get started on this one. What? But that's still garbage. I mean, so they have double glazing. Okay, these things are facing out onto the street. Yeah. They are at my end of the property. They're surrounded by foliage. They're 1.5 watts. 1.5 watts is nothing. You can hear them if you hold them up to your ear, or if you happen to be hypersensitive and they're broken, you can hear them. Well, okay, so that's your argument. Your argument is that but you were actually, part of the thing was to remove all audio and pest deterrent, and that was part of your CPN notice. Yes,
and then we had a meeting. I had the meeting with
was it new?
BC Young and with the chap who was head of the noise prevention people from London Borough Merton. Noise prevention officer. A meeting which I recorded.